Imagine standing at the edge of a world that has been shattered, where every choice you made years ago comes back to haunt you. And now, the very people you loved might be lost forever. Fallout Season 2 has pushed its characters to the brink, and Episode 8 delivers an ending that leaves hope, heartbreak, and betrayal tangled together. The questions that have haunted fans all season finally demand answers. Where is Cooper's family? Has Lucy truly changed? What future awaits the vaults under the shadow of the Enclave? This is the moment where everything collides, and every decision counts. Let's dive into Fallout Season 2 Episode 8 and uncover what the ending really means. Fallout Season 2 Episode 8, the season finale, sets a tense, emotional stage for all of its characters, but at the heart of the story is Cooper, a man driven by love, haunted by guilt, and caught in a world that has become increasingly unrecognizable. His journey this season has been defined by the search for his wife, Barb, and his daughter, Janie. In this finale, that quest reaches a pivotal moment, highlighting the fine line between hope and despair. Cooper's arc is as much about survival as it is about identity, reflecting a man shaped by countless struggles and moral dilemmas, a man who tried to play the hero and watched the world fall apart because of it. When he reunites with Robert House, the dialogue between them captures the essence of Cooper's transformation, a mix of bitter realization, lingering guilt, and the faint glimmer of redemption. House reminds him that there are people far worse than himself, praising his effort while subtly underlining the consequences of his choices. This brief exchange encapsulates Cooper's internal conflict, the tension between the man he was and the man the wasteland has forced him to become. Despite the challenges and failures, Cooper's hope for reunion with Barb and Janie never fully fades. The journey to their cryochambers is filled with tension and introspection. Cooper contemplates how he has changed over the years and whether the people he loves would recognize him now. It is a moment that humanizes him even in the midst of devastation, revealing the emotional cost of living in a world where every choice carries monumental consequences. When he opens Barb's chamber and finds it empty, the immediate sense of loss is crushing. But a small clue, a postcard pointing to Colorado, injects hope back into the narrative. This subtle breadcrumb indicates that Barb and Janie are alive, hiding somewhere far from the fallout's epicenter. It is a revelation that binds Cooper's hope to the larger story, while simultaneously foreshadowing new dangers, as the Enclave's presence in the Rockies hints at conflict looming on the horizon. Cooper's decision to follow this trail is both an act of love and a gamble, driving forward the suspense that underpins the finale. Meanwhile, Lucy's storyline intersects with the broader themes of morality, loyalty, and survival. Throughout the season, her character has been tested. Will she become a killer shaped by the wasteland, or can she retain the humanity that makes her who she is? The finale answers this with subtlety and emotional weight. Discovering Congresswoman Welch's head integrated into the automated technology reveals the darker mechanisms at work in the world and underscores the Enclave's ruthless pragmatism. Lucy's ability to resist using violence, even when empowered by a tool capable of enforcing her will, demonstrates her inner strength. She chooses compassion over revenge, a decision that reflects her moral core and sets her apart from the chaos around her. Her choices carry ripple effects, influencing the fates of the Legion, the vaults, and the fragile balance between power and conscience. Lucy's arc is a reminder that even in a world of moral grayness, individual choices matter, and that the human heart can still be a force for change, even amid ruin. Max's journey, while less central throughout the season, culminates in a display of heroism and self-realization. His confrontation with the Death Claws and his flashback to his father ties together his personal growth and the broader consequences of the wasteland. By choosing to face mortal danger without the protection of his armor, Max embodies the theme of sacrifice and the passing of moral responsibility from one generation to another. His actions highlight the season's focus on transformation, how characters evolve in response to trauma, mentorship, and the relentless challenges of their environment. Even as the new California Republic positions itself strategically, ready to confront the Legion, Max's choices reinforce the enduring tension between personal honor and survival, further enriching the finale's emotional resonance. The Vault storylines, particularly Vault 32 and Vault 33, introduce yet another layer of suspense. Steph's communication with the Enclave and the initiation of Phase 2 hints at experimentation and potential catastrophe. The forced evolutionary virus, though not fully explained, sets up a looming threat that could fundamentally alter the populations within these vaults. Norm's storyline intersects here, showing survival against overwhelming odds and hinting at the consequences of these experiments. These narrative threads, while sometimes secondary, add complexity to the world building and provide fertile ground for tension in the next season. The post-credit scene amplifies this suspense, revealing Liberty Prime Alpha blueprints and the rise of Quintes the Destroyer, signaling future conflict and heightening anticipation for what is to come. The finale balances personal stakes with world-shaping consequences. Cooper's hope, Lucy's moral decisions, Max's heroism, and the vault experiments all converge to create a tapestry of suspense and emotional depth. While some arcs feel overcrowded, the season succeeds in establishing motivations, consequences, and the overarching threats that will carry into Season 3. The storytelling emphasizes the consequences of past actions, the fragility of hope, and the enduring tension between morality and survival. Every decision made by the characters resonates beyond their immediate circumstances, leaving viewers eager for the continuation of the narrative and the resolution of unresolved conflicts. As the dust settles on Cooper's immediate journey and Lucy's moral trials, the fallout of the season finale begins to expand outward, showing just how interconnected the wasteland has become. The tension is relentless because every choice made by a character has consequences that ripple far beyond their immediate surroundings. Cooper's path to Colorado is not simply a hopeful journey. It is a perilous one, directly intersecting with the Enclave, whose presence in the snowy mountains foreshadows confrontation. The Enclave has been a constant shadow this season, always watching, always calculating, and now they are positioned strategically against Cooper, the one person with the potential to disrupt their plans. The audience is left on edge because Cooper's search for his family, driven by hope, is now inherently linked to danger. Every mile he travels carries uncertainty. Every step could trigger an encounter with an enemy who is as intelligent as they are ruthless. This tension between hope and threat is what gives the finale its suspenseful edge and keeps the narrative taut. Lucy's story continues to resonate, emphasizing the internal conflicts faced by those attempting to retain their humanity in a broken world. Her confrontation with Hank, the man behind the automated man technology, serves as a moral crucible. She is faced with the choice to exercise ultimate power or restrain herself, and her decision to spare Hank reflects a profound understanding of morality under pressure. By handing him the decision himself, Lucy demonstrates that the wasteland has not hardened her entirely. The act of sparing him, even when given absolute authority, underlines her development as a character who can resist the corrupting influence of power. This not only reinforces the emotional weight of the finale, but also establishes a critical pivot point for the next season. Lucy's moral choices have consequences for the Legion, the Vaults, and the broader New California Republic, setting the stage for future conflict and ethical dilemmas. Max, though less central during much of the season, delivers one of the most emotionally charged moments of the finale. His heroic stand against the Deathclaws reveals the depth of his transformation. Throughout the series, Max has struggled with identity and purpose, influenced by Quintes and the harsh training of the Brotherhood. By confronting danger unarmored, without the protection of his father figure or armor, Max embodies courage, selflessness, and moral clarity. This moment is a culmination of his personal arc, demonstrating that the lessons of the past, pain, mentorship, and loss, can forge someone capable of selfless heroism. Max's actions have broader implications as well. With the New California Republic poised to counter the Legion, he stands as a moral and tactical cornerstone in the upcoming conflict. His development underscores a recurring theme of the season. Survival is not just about power or skill. It is about the courage to act rightly, even when the world around you seems irredeemable. The Vault narrative threads intensify this sense of looming uncertainty. Vault 32 and Vault 33, though less emotionally compelling than the main character arcs, introduce an existential threat. Steph's clandestine communication with the Enclave and the initiation of Phase 2 of the Vault plan suggest an imminent large-scale experiment with the forced evolutionary virus. While the specifics remain vague, the implications are chilling. The Vault populations may undergo transformation, mutation, or even annihilation. This narrative element works as a slow-building pressure point, reminding the audience that the wasteland is full of hidden dangers and that control is an illusion. Norm's survival in the Vault arc, alongside Claudia, adds a human element to this storyline, showing resilience against seemingly insurmountable odds. His escape hints at potential alliances or confrontations in Season 3 and serves to reinforce the recurring theme of perseverance amidst chaos. The post-credit scene is arguably one of the most consequential moments for the future of Fallout. The revelation of Liberty Prime, Alpha blueprints, and Quinty's evolution into Quinty's the Destroyer signals a shift from unification to domination. What was once a character seeking to unite factions is now a looming threat capable of large-scale destruction. This development immediately expands the stakes of the series, introducing an unpredictable force that threatens all factions, heroes and villains alike. The audience is left anticipating not only the direct conflicts that Quinty's will ignite, but also the collateral consequences that will cascade across New Vegas, the vaults, and the surrounding territories. The post-credit scene is an effective storytelling tool, leaving viewers with both anticipation and dread, a hallmark of compelling season finales. Character performance continues to elevate the finale. Walton Goggins as Cooper delivers a nuanced, heartbreaking portrayal of a man caught between heroism and despair. His expressions of pain, his fleeting moments of hope, and his struggle with the moral consequences of his past decisions make Cooper's journey deeply relatable. Lucy's performance, meanwhile, imbues her scenes with quiet intensity. Her subtle emotional responses, particularly in moments reflecting her complicated relationship with her father, give weight to the ethical dilemmas she faces. Max's actions, though largely physical, carry emotional resonance as well, symbolizing the ongoing tension between personal loss and the call to action in a chaotic world. These performances anchor the season finale, ensuring that even amidst multiple plot threads and high-stakes world-building, the human element remains central. The finale, while ambitious, occasionally feels burdened by its multiple storylines. Vault narratives, side arcs like norms, and political maneuverings sometimes compete for attention, diluting the impact of key moments. Yet this complexity also reflects the chaotic nature of the Fallout universe, a world where multiple crises, factions, and personal stories unfold simultaneously. For viewers, it reinforces the immersive quality of the series, though it demands careful attention to fully appreciate the interconnections. Despite these narrative challenges, the finale succeeds in delivering a sense of closure for some arcs while simultaneously setting up tension and anticipation for Season 3. Every major storyline, Cooper's quest, Lucy's moral trials, Max's heroism, the vault experiments, and the rise of Quinty's the Destroyer, leaves the audience with questions, stakes, and unresolved threads that fuel speculation and excitement. By the end of Episode 8, the season's central themes, hope, morality, transformation, and consequence, have been fully realized. Cooper's resilience against despair, Lucy's moral fortitude, and Max's courage converge to create a finale that is emotionally resonant, suspenseful, and thematically rich. The interconnectedness of the characters' decisions, the looming threat of the Enclave, and the post-credit reveal of Liberty Prime Alpha ensure that the story's momentum continues beyond the season. Fallout Season 2, for all its complexity and occasional clutter, establishes a foundation for ongoing tension, ethical exploration, and character evolution, leaving viewers both satisfied and eager for what comes next. As the credits roll on Fallout Season 2 Episode 8, the dust settles but the tension does not. The finale has delivered both resolution and anticipation, giving audiences glimpses of hope while reminding them that in the wasteland, peace is always temporary. Cooper's journey toward Colorado is more than a physical journey. It is a continuation of his struggle to reconcile the man he was with the man he has become. His past actions, particularly handing the cold fusion over to the president instead of Volultic or Robert House, carry consequences that ripple throughout the world. This decision, intended as an act of heroism, ultimately contributed to the nation's near destruction and shaped Cooper into a man whose hope is both his driving force and his vulnerability. The discovery of the postcard in Barb's cryochamber is a pivotal moment, affirming that his family may still be alive. Yet the presence of the Enclave in Colorado turns that hope into suspense. Cooper's quest is now a high-stakes gamble, one that could either reunite him with his loved ones or lead him into the heart of danger. The audience is left wondering, will Cooper succeed, or has fate set him up for yet another devastating loss? Lucy's storyline also reinforces the season's theme of moral complexity in a brutal world. She has been tested repeatedly, confronted with the temptation to wield power in ways that could reshape entire communities. Her refusal to activate the automated man technology against her enemies underscores her internal strength. Even when given absolute authority, Lucy chooses compassion and restraint, reflecting a deeper understanding of the consequences her choices have on others. The episode highlights that even in a world dominated by survival of the fittest, morality and empathy remain vital. Lucy's decisions carry implications far beyond her immediate circle, affecting the fate of the Legion, the vaults, and the balance of power in New Vegas. Her evolution from hesitant participant to morally resolute actor is a key takeaway from the finale, showing that true strength often lies in choosing the right path, even when easier options are deadly. Meanwhile, Max's arc reaches its emotional zenith in the finale. Confronting Deathclaws without protection, he embodies the courage and selflessness that define the best of humanity in the wasteland. His flashback to his father's words reinforces the thematic weight of legacy and moral guidance. The lessons he has learned, through loss, mentorship under Quintes, and the brutal demands of the wasteland, culminate in a heroic stand that serves both a narrative and symbolic purpose. Max's actions remind the audience that heroism is not merely about surviving, but about protecting others, upholding values, and taking responsibility for the consequences of your choices. In doing so, he not only solidifies his role in the ongoing conflict, but also sets a moral benchmark for others to follow, including Lucy and Cooper. The vault arcs, while occasionally feeling secondary, continue to build tension for the next season. Steph's communication with the Enclave and the initiation of Phase 2 introduces a shadow of uncertainty and potential catastrophe. The forced evolutionary virus represents both scientific intrigue and existential threat, hinting at large-scale consequences for Vault 32 and Vault 33. Norm's survival alongside Claudia adds a human element to these arcs, grounding the tension in the personal struggles of ordinary people. The contrast between high-stakes political machinations and individual survival emphasizes the multifaceted nature of the Fallout universe, showing that danger comes not only from powerful factions, but also from environmental, experimental, and moral forces. The post-credit scene provides the most chilling glimpse into the future: the emergence of Liberty Prime Alpha and Quintes the Destroyer. Once a unifying force, Quintes' transformation signals a shift from political strategy to outright domination. The blueprints for Liberty Prime Alpha suggest the unleashing of unprecedented power, one that could irreversibly alter the balance among New Vegas, the Legion, and the new California Republic. This revelation leaves audiences with a sense of both dread and anticipation, as it establishes a central conflict for Season 3. Quintes' evolution is emblematic of the season's broader themes: the corrupting influence of power, the consequences of unchecked ambition, and the fragility of even the most carefully laid plans. Ultimately, Fallout Season 2 Episode 8 succeeds in weaving together multiple arcs while maintaining suspense and emotional resonance. Cooper's hope and personal growth, Lucy's moral decisions, Max's heroism, the looming threat to the vaults, and the rise of a new antagonist all converge to create a finale that is both satisfying and provocative. While the season occasionally felt overcrowded, the finale clarifies character motivations, ties up key storylines, and sets the stage for a season that promises to challenge every character's strength, morality, and resolve. The show continues to explore the delicate balance between survival and humanity, demonstrating that in the Fallout universe, every choice matters, every decision has consequences, and the line between heroism and tragedy is razor-thin. For the audience, this episode is a reminder that the wasteland is as much a test of character as it is of survival. Cooper, Lucy, Max, and the vault inhabitants are all reflections of the complex moral terrain that defines the series. As the dust of Episode 8 settles, viewers are left with a compelling mixture of hope, tension, and unanswered questions, all of which fuel anticipation for Season 3. Fallout Season 2 has delivered not just a story of survival, but a meditation on humanity in extremis, a world where love, loss, hope, and morality collide in ways that are unpredictable, emotionally charged, and unforgettable. The finale sets up the perfect launching point for the next chapter. Cooper heading into unknown danger to reunite with his family, Lucy facing future ethical dilemmas, Max preparing to confront threats beyond Deathclaws, and the Enclave and Quintes the Destroyer looming as existential threats. Each storyline promises further suspense, moral exploration, and dramatic tension. By blending personal stakes with global consequences, Fallout Season 2 Episode 8 ensures that fans are left eager, anxious, and fully invested in what comes next.